Hello and welcome to another edition of Rob Makes Prog. So where were we? Last time we had programmed in a load of MIDI parts, which I've now recorded. So this is for the song provisionally entitled Ruminator, but may end up being something else and may end up being split from the original thing again. I don't know. We'll see if it kind of maps out and works out together. It kind of feels... I don't know how it's going to go. I still feel like this is an embryotic stage. I always want to say embryonic. In fact, I wrote a lyric with embryonic once and someone pointed out it was embryotic and I've never lived it down. So what I've done is I have recorded several different types of part for each bit. And I've gone through and chopped some out and kept some others. And we'll go through what we've got. So if you remember, I had a bass part and I kind of doubled it up. And I was thinking I'd either do it on an octaver or I'd do it just, I had the the ambition of just playing it by finger picking the octave. But it's a very fast riff and awkward to do. So in the end, I decided against it. And I actually just played the two separate lines separately on the bass. I don't know if it's the right thing to do. But that's what I ended up doing. So we had the first line, which is this. And then I added in this one. Although I think originally it was going to be the higher one first, like. And then add in this one here. There's a lot of noise and high-end clatter there, which I'm not enjoying that much. But it's not processed or anything properly. I need to go through all of this at some point, but maybe I won't bore you with that this time. So yeah, did those parts and also did some parts over here, but I chose to go... I had a lower octave than even that, so it goes... So that's what's going on there. As you remember, it's in a funny tone signature. It's either in 19/8 or it's 3 bars of 5/4 and 1 bar of 4. But 19/8 sort of encapsulates all of that. I'm not counting it. I'm just feeling it. So it doesn't really matter. The only time this is going to matter is when I give it to someone else to play. So if there's a part like the drums that I got to give to someone, then it's going to feel really awkward. But I don't think it's like... It feels a bit weird. It's more like there's two parts to it. It's... where would the split be? It's here. So I think it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Oh, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 11 and... It's 11 notes, then 8 notes. Repeated. That's... I don't think that's any easier than 19, to be honest. But anyway, that's what we've done. I re-recorded the guitars. They were sounding pretty awful. I'm not sure about this strummed one. Kind of feels at odds at what I'm trying to do here, so I'm not sure. So that might end up in with the plums. But this acoustic guitar here is I might just mute that for now. But this one here is sounding... It's sounding quite nice and in time now. Oh yeah, added some flute. Badly. We need to go through that. So we might have a look at that today and start picking the bits that sound good to make that part stand out a bit. I was playing flute very, very badly earlier, though. I don't know what was going on. Thing is, once you put your headphones, when you're playing the flute, you want it to sound sort of like crystal clear, really smooth. And sometimes I pick up the flute and away I go, and everything sounds lovely and wonderful. And I can change between the octaves really nicely just by changing the direction of my airstream. And then some days I try and blow it, and it just sounds like I'm blown across the top of a bottle. There's air everywhere. It just sounds really breathy and kind of half formed, and I cannot for the life of me work out what on earth I'm doing wrong. And today was one of those days where everything went wrong. So we'll go through that and listen to my terrible takes. Oh yeah, so that was the next thing I did, was I added in the eBows bass, so that needs a colour. Let's go for that blue. And I did a few different takes of this. And I did I did have a copy of me singing it in as well, but I believe that might have disappeared. Which is a shame, because I think it did sound quite accurate. What was that? Did you hear that bang? Whoa. Let's just solo that a second. I might have banged the bass or the microphone. I don't know what that bang was, but I quite liked the sound of it. Let's. Oh, hang on. It's very, very quiet. So, is it somewhere else? Oh. Is it that bang? That's weird, because it's on this track as well. Or unless it's something else. Oh, it's that's it though, isn't it? That's the bang. Let's what on earth is that? Let us just select all events, delete all events, put that into another track, change this track name to bang. I mean, can we do anything with that? Can we make it something? What if we did... Sorry, I've been distracted by this bang. I don't know why. Something about this bang has caught my attention. And I'm wondering if it can function as a sound in the song. Oh, this might be insane. But insane people have done a lot worse than put a bang in a song, so I think we're all right. Okay, see what that sounds like. Oh, and solo. Okay. I quite like it, but I mean, maybe it doesn't kick in there. Maybe we have one where the transition is like. When the bass comes in, get this banging. Slightly off time. I think I'm going to grab. I think those last three I just did independently. I'm just going to plonk them right on the beat. reverence setting. We're going to go into the EQ of the thingy. I want big residence. I want big resonance in this bang. I'm going to extend the. What I'm doing here is like I'm going for a real distortion of what you probably should do. I'm going for a real sort of boom. I'm going to take off. Maybe we'll keep the bit of the high end as well. Too much. Maybe in fact more up the high end. No, we want more of this. I mean, I'm just going to leave it in there for now. I don't know if it's going to do anything, but it's fun to mess about with stuff. What we were looking at was the eBow here, though, wasn't it? It's just coming in anyway. It's a bit of volume. I don't know if you know anything about eBows. I'm presuming there are some people watching this who haven't got a clue what one is. So it is, as far as I can work out, it's kind of like a pickup in a guitar, but it's a magnet of some description in there, or something. There's something in there. It needs a 9-volt battery to operate, so it's powered. My one has a switch that one way turns it on normally, and the other way turns it on and tries to like resonate with the harmonics rather than the actual note itself. And what you do is you get a stringed instrument. It's built for guitar, so that it's got grooves running on the bottom of it. It's got grooves running in, and you kind of put that over the strings, and the strings slot into the grooves, and then there's a deeper groove where like a string would sit in the middle. So you put it across a string, and it straddles at either side of it. And then when you turn it on, it makes the string vibrate. It just makes that string vibrate like crazy and creates like a continuous long note. And you can use this then. You can slide this up and down the string towards and away from the pickups of the guitar. And the closer you go to the pickups on the guitar, the louder and more distorted and violent they sound, basically. And skilled players can. It's called an eBow because you can play it a bit like a violin bow. I'm not a skilled user of the eBow. I'm an experimental user of the eBow, which is another way of saying I'm not really sure what I'm doing with it. You can also sort of like glide it from one string to another sideways and play like really weird sounding arpeggios, which is an interesting way of using it. It's really cool. It's a really cool thing, and you can't make these noises in any other way as far as I know. And then if you use it on the bass, which is what I've done, you kind of have to make the grooves yourself with your fingers because the grooves on the bottom are too narrow. And it's great on the bass because it just sounds really... Whoa, it's got this real great resonance, as you can hear here. So this is the worst take, what I've just played you here. Let's play you this take here. So this one's picking up on the upper harmonics. There is me taking it away from the pickups because I knew it's coming. I'll probably fade that out if we use this take, although I probably won't use this take on the final one because I've just had a thought while we were here. But let's play this last one first before I tell you my thought. just realised that saxophone's probably very distracting for most people. I can tune out anything if I'm listening to a very specific thing. But yeah, so I don't know which of those takes to use. They all sound quite nice, apart from this middle one. I know I'm not going to use that one in with the plums. So I am creating a catchphrase. I'm going to stop saying that. Although I enjoy. If you're wondering why I keep saying that, watch the BBC comedy horror Psychoville, written by Steve Pemberton and Reece Shearsmith, who never write bad things, as far as I'm concerned anyway. There's a character in that. All his plums are rotten, so they get chucked in the bin, and then something else happens that he doesn't like, and tells the guy to throw him in with the plums, and it's stuck in my head ever since. Anyway, back to the music. We've got. So I'm just adjusting my position in this rather uncomfortable seat. We have. Yes. So what I might do as well is. I'm not sure I like how the changes in pitch are so sudden and fretted. Ideally, I'd have a fretless bass, but I do not. But what I do have is a guitar slide. So I'll probably use that to get like the smooth transition of the notes there. When I redo it, I don't know when I'll redo it. Probably when I do it for real. When it's the real take, because this is fine for now. So that's one thing I did, is that. And the other thing, okay, let's go to the sax down here. I started doing the sax as well. And we've got this saxophone take. We did several saxophone takes, and they're all kind of good, which is annoying, because we only want one. But we can kind of pick out things that we really like from them. And sometimes there's like if you look at the waveforms, you can see sometimes there's a break where it naturally breaks, but because this is so freeform, they're all very different, so it'd be really hard to comp in and out of these. It'd be really hard to take phrases. I mean, I could grab them and move them manually, but yeah, it's it might be a case of just picking the best one and going with it. But I don't know. Okay, let's listen to the first one then. I'm going to turn the eBow down slightly so we can hear it properly. Some really nice phrases in that. So one of the things I really love doing is improvising, and it's one thing that's really quite hard to do when you're composing, because ideally you're improvising over something that's fully formed, so you can fit in with it and play with it and listen to it and fit in with it. It's very there's also the improvising of improvising and then making a riff out of it, but then it becomes kind of solidified and homogenized, and then it's a part to learn. It's no longer this improvised thing. It was improvised to start with, but now it's become a part. So doing things like this is fantastic, and I love doing this. And I think one of my strengths as a player is improvising, which is which I don't get that much opportunity to do, except for in solo contexts. So in Z Machine, I get lots of sax solos, but they all kind of homogenize as well in there, even the solo. So I improvise them to start with, and then because we've recorded them on a demo or something like that, they get into my head, and I kind of play a similar thing every time. It's not the same, and I really try to vary it as much as I can, but it's got a pattern to it usually. So it doesn't feel that way. It doesn't feel the same. I don't feel like I've got the same freedom as I have, let's say, recording these bits here, or with Mascot Moth. Although the more I play with them, the more homogenized the parts become with them as well, because we've been recording albums and stuff and wanting very specific things that, and I've been writing specific bits that go in, but a lot of it is still very free flowing and improvised, and I feel like that's something of mine I would like to do more of. But it's really, really tricky to create the opportunities to do so in a manner that suits me and suits my playing. Because it's all very well saying here's 8 bars of a solo, but to me a solo isn't the same as creating a piece of music improvisationally. I'd really like to do things like full live improvised shows, but I can't find many people who have the confidence to make the mistakes on stage that you need to be able to do those things. But anyway, let's listen to. Did we listen to this one? Talking too long. Okay, let's listen to this one. I'd use that in the final piece, maybe. Spoiled by that squeak there. I mean, some people might say, well, it's more authentic to have the squeaks like that. But to me, that just indicates indicates bad technique. I don't really want that on my recordings. The rest of it sounded pretty damn good, though, to be honest. If I substituted that for maybe this bit. That could work, something like that. Something a bit, I don't know. It's just hard to get that split right. Okay, listen to the last one we've got here. This is the first one I did, then, I guess. Just play it in that order, really. Wow, did you hear how much that followed the eBow there? I'm not sure if I was doing that intentionally or not. I don't remember doing that intentionally. Just kind of harmonises it nicely. Nothing flashy in here. Super hard. Like when there's two conflicting things, one where you're like, oh yeah, I really like what I've done there, I really like what I've done there, and I really like what I've done there as well, but you've only got so much time to fit it in. It's like, well, which ones do I choose? Which one? I don't know, and I don't think I have to decide right now either. It doesn't mean I could even do two, couldn't I? This is what happened on my first album. I did 3 improvised sax parts. I did 3 takes for 1 improvised sax part, and fortunately, all 3 of them I was really happy with, and the problem, and fortuitously, some of them became sort of kind of harmonised with each other without. 'Cause I played them all separately, so they weren't playing at the same time. They kind of all fitted and flowed around each other in this way. You can hear this. It's on the album. It's on Explode My Head. It's on A Profound Throb of Dread, and it's the last section of the album, where it's going to be one single sax line leading us out of the song, and it ended up as 3 interplaying saxophones coming out, just because I couldn't choose between the takes, essentially. Let's see what this sounds like. If we just kind of like push this to the side, let's push it over there, and let's push the reverb of it. Let's soak it in the reverb and try and push it backwards in the mix as well, so it's kind of like very background, and drag it down in volume as well. Same as that one, but with a little bit more playfulness, but slightly behind it. So it's like this one's doing it, and then this one's doing it after. Oh, sorry, I interrupted it. Let's play it again. Yeah, I recorded. So right, we're still going through what I did. I did this. I recorded. So this is guitar, but it's playing the bass part. So it should belong up there, really. I wanted to get. So we got 3 basses, 3 bass parts going. Low one, we got the middle one, and then we got this guitar doing the same thing. That's what it's doing. Nothing special. I just wanted to kind of layer that on. Just like mute some so you can kind of hear what's going on. I don't know if I'm going to keep all 3. Might end up with just the low one, just the bass. I don't know. And then this is just the low part. It's everything else that's too loud, really. Drag down. Okay. Oh, okay. Wait. We're not ready for you yet. Let's mute that. We're still playing with this. So, yeah. Okay, yeah, so that's with just the low bass. Let's add the middle one back in, or let's just have the middle one, actually. I mean, that sounds pretty good on its own, to be honest. That's raging through the... Right, all of this needs to be... Let's just stick it all... I'm not, I don't normally like hard panning stuff, but I think sometimes when you really want to clear the space, it's really necessary. So yeah, then I recorded these guitar parts. I did them in a few different ways, and then I decided to go with one particular way. I think I've lost one here. Oh no, it's hidden beneath. So I've got different ways of playing it. One was kind of like straight picking. I did try and just tap it first, and it sounded really awful. So one is straight picking. One is kind of like palm muted, which, if you're not a guitarist, is a technique where you kind of get the fleshy bit of your hand so like if you follow the line of your little finger down the bottom of your hand until it gets to I don't know if that makes sense. To the side of your little finger that's joined to the side of your hand. And that fleshy bit of the hand, then you kind of rest that on the strings a bit. The further onto the strings you push it, the more it sounds, and if you kind of just touch them slightly, you get it just a little dung dung dung. And that's kind of how I've done this here. Reason being is it sounds really cool, basically. If you get it right, it can sound really good. So I think this is an example here of me doing that. So it sounds really kind of like, it just sounds very subtle and muted, and that kind of works well. I've also got this one. If I just put it in the same track, so I've taken the distortion off as well. Reason being, don't think it needs it. So that's without the palm muting. Hitting another string there, aren't I? Every time though, so it's consistent. Yeah, so I'm thinking like, I like this sort of palm muty thing, but like maybe if I did this, like that, it'll kind of like halfway through it'll change. Yeah, and it kind of like get a little bit more intense. I might do the same with these parts here. So I did exactly the same with these. I don't know what the middle track is. I'll tell you what the middle track is. It's pointing in the wrong direction. And it's very loud. I'll have to go through gain stage all of this properly. Same with that. Same with this one. This one just needs coming down. So we'll split that at the halfway point again, which is there. And we get our little mute tool, mute that one. So then they should. I like that a lot. Happy with that. What about if we add this back in? I mean, what if we even did something like, I'm gonna need to I don't know actually. I was gonna let's add a little amp onto it. We haven't got any amps on it. I do have other amp simulators that I've built into Cubase, but I just never bother with them, to be honest. It was just a bit fiddly and never quite sound never sound as good as I want them to. What would be cool? What would be cool would be to have that fade in, I think. So I want it to fade in kind of gradually, but then by the time it's getting here, I want it to kind of swoop up into it. So maybe we'd even drag that over there like that a bit. Start here and the bass pretty soon. hear it at all. So that, that didn't work out quite how I wanted. Let's try again. Perhaps more like that then. Okay. Yeah, there it's coming in now. Maybe this then starts coming down again. Not all the way, just quite. Oh yeah, we need to work out. We haven't done any drums here yet. Until it comes into there anyway. So yeah, we need to put some drums in there. And then I started playing around with some vocal ideas. As you heard last time, I have not got any further with them. But let's go back a bit to this step. It's sounding pretty good, and we haven't even added this sax in yet. So yeah, I wrote a sax part for it as well, which I think, did I do that on the screen? You may have seen me do that. I can't really remember. But I've played it in. So if you, so here it is. It doesn't sound as full on as I wanted it to. I might redo it. Ugh. Sorry, it's a bit loud. Bit awkward to play, so it took me did it in a few chunks. But if I learned that in one big smooth take, I think that would sound really good. But yeah, the part I'm happy with. Like the MIDI sounds like this. That's the MIDI with the real sax. I think that sounds pretty cool. I don't know if it needs another bit. I don't even know if any of these need other bits. But, yeah, it's transition territory down. We'll be trying to find out the pulses. Ignore that. So what am I doing? I'd like to add them in. On the sax. That sounds pretty good, but just there. And then so we had these vocal bits. But then I just started playing along with the sax. I've just improvised all of this. Oh yeah, let's hear the progression. So this is the first take I did, and I was just trying to kind of like find the notes. I'm just going to turn these vocals down a bit. I think they're kind of necessary because they are going to go in there somehow. I'll just mute them for now. Nope. So then take 2. I think the last take is the best, so. Although that's good. Lost it. Yeah, so the first opening one was pretty good. Oops. Okay, yeah. So this idea is flowing around here, and then I kind of like think I just kind of simplified it, and just stuck to the kind of scale I'd worked out, and this came out, and I'm pretty happy with it as a part. I mean, maybe I'll re-record it. I'll definitely re-record it, but maybe I'll make this into the part now. Although if that opening one over here, was it this one? I mean, there's merit in both of them, isn't there? So it's messy. I'm not playing it particularly flawlessly, but it's a part, and it sounds pretty good to me. Like, I don't know, it's got that kind of rumble to it. That's I don't know. It makes you. I don't know about anyone else, but it makes me feel like dancing to it in some way or other. Oh, and we got this acoustic part, which I've put it in the wrong. Put in the wrong thing. I've got 2 takes of it. I wonder why. Let's listen to one of them. Oh yeah. I think what happened was buggered up the ending of one. Okay. Yeah, we've got a lot to think about there, really. And the only other thing that we haven't gone through is the flute parts, which sound a little bit, to be honest. I'm not like super. You can see I did the whole thing and then decided to do the whole thing again. I don't even know what's what, to be honest. Okay, well let's see. Right, let's see if this is any better. I mean, up until that note, that wasn't too bad at all. Okay. So if we... Alright, I'll stick with that. That's it. Simple as that. I'm not even going to bother wasting my time listening to all of these. Or yours. Because up to there, it was alright. So let's just get rid of them. Into the ether. And then we're listening for... See, that's very weak. That's not very nice at all. I can see it didn't make it there. Let's see what this one does. Ugh. What? Yeah. Let's try this one. It's alright up to there, but let's see. I mean, it wasn't good, but... to that as well. So I think like up to this point they were okay. We will check the ones down below because no, we won't. I don't think they're any good either. Whoops, what did I just delete? Don't do that. Did we check these? Let's get rid of those. Don't know what that's doing. Let's pick one of these then. Kind of feel like this has got to be... What's that doing? It's not that one. This one maybe? Oof. It's got that sort of like hesitant bit at the start. And that one has as well. I guess it's going to have to be that one for now. Ugh. Not happy about that really. But it's just scratch tracks. Just scratch tracks. Saying that more for me than for you. Nice tail. Oh, did we test this one? Actually, quite prefer that one. So we can clunk all of that off. Oh, we need to keep that one, don't we? Clunk all of that off. Clunk all of that off. Is there a hidden one underneath there? Oh no, I just did a slice. Could you tidy up lanes? Sorry, I added in my own sound effects once again. Let's bring that up to there. Plunk that on there. Bring that to there. Crossfade. Slide that in there. Bring that in like that, and then crossfade there, and then spin over that, crossfade there. There we go. I don't know why I've started talking like this, but I have. Okay. Let's listen through then to everything in this track at once. Not at once. In order. Let's make sure everything's in place. We're going to listen to the intro as well. See if we feel like it's flowing into this bit properly. Or if we feel like made a stupid maybe this is another just like the other one. Maybe this will be split off from that song. Kind of hope not. Kind of hope this works. I'm kind of hoping to get back to something around this eventually. Through this path of this whatever the hell it is. Oh. Okay, what we're going to do is... Oh no, just leave it like that. Okay. Yeah, okay. Right. Yeah, okay, let's have a listen through, and then I guess we'll call it a day, and then next time we will have a look at progressing this even more and the structure of it. Maybe the structure's not right. Maybe we see where this goes afterwards. Maybe it's a bit long in places. How long is it? That is a good question. Nah, it's all right. It's just over 5 minutes, is it? Just over 5 minutes. That's not very long for me. Oh, it'd be great to write a really short song. I've got a really short song in mind, actually. Just because I don't really write short songs, and I like to challenge myself, and I think like just getting a short song in there, I feel like an interlude. But anyway. So provisional title Ruminator, go. Oh yeah, so there's I can hear this song emerging from this. It doesn't sound like it's going to sound, I don't think. I think there's definitely bits where I'm like, not sure about that, not really working, especially where it comes in here. Well, I thought that bang was there, for one thing. And it's because this part. I need to work out what I'm going to do with that, because it's not working for me. I don't like that. I kind of wanted something strummed, but like... just doesn't sound right. I'm maybe just playing it badly. I don't know. I'll play with that and see. But I think I think we'll leave it there then for today. And thank you very much for joining me. And I'm excited to see where this goes tomorrow. Goodbye.